I think we can all agree that 2020 just wasn't it.
This is going to get worse before it gets better.
But through it all, you guys made one thing really clear. You love video games. And so many of us use video games to stay connected to our friends and as a way to have some normalcy in our life. And we're so thankful that so many of you turned to the High School Esports League this past year to provide that to you and your school. Before we dive into everything that happened this year, I think it's important to tell our story and how the High School Esports League came to be. Because in all honesty, without the hard work and sacrifice of these three individuals, esports may have never cracked into high school. And to make sure we get the story right, I brought in one of those three individuals to tell it. To begin though, I wanted to hear why this is so important to them.
We have a lot of kids reach out and say thanks. This is really the first time they've been involved in anything. We've had teachers and parents call in and just express, I've never seen my kid like this. My kid's coming to the dinner table and having family dinners and talking. My kid's come out of his shell or her shell. And to us, that's why we did it, right? And that's why we continue to do it. And I think that's why it's so rewarding being a part of this story, just because you know that you're actually changing people's lives. You're giving them something to look forward to, something to participate in, and a reason to feel welcome at school when a lot of kids don't have that and they're just kind of ignored. That's really where a lot of the motivation and drive comes from, is helping those people.
A quick history lesson. The High School Esports League was started in 2012 with an event called Summer Slam. The inaugural event brought in 20 teams and was the start of it all, and there is still evidence of it in the office with the original banner they hung and the gold-plated trophies they gave out. Those Summer Slam events helped them grow from 20 teams to over 700 in just a few years. We pick up the story with Mason as they enter 2017 and begin their journey into turning this passion project into a business.
We were, working full-time jobs at that point because it was all free. So that's when we met AJ, and he had all the domains. He's a tech guy, and he got a hold of us and just said, hey, I see what you guys are doing. I'm doing something similar. Do you want to join forces? We played a lot of League of Legends together. We called them our business meetings and just talked about the company and what we needed to do to give it structure, verify that kids were actually in high school. Like, how do we do all this stuff? So we came to the conclusion that we needed to build our own tool. It's come a long way. The very first iterations you wouldn't even recognize.
Find your club. I will be going into Kiel High School Club. It does look that I registered twice.
The first season we launched the platform was the fall of 2017, and we had 160 actual high schools partner with us. So that meant the principal wrote off approval, there was a teacher there for oversight, and there was an established club at the school. So that was huge. It's the first time that's ever been done, and first time actual verified schools were playing against each other in competitive esports. But that first year, we got to almost 1,000 schools by the end of the spring, and then now we're up to 3,200, might be 3,300 now. Everything we were doing was free, and Charlie still had his job for the longest time, and he was kind of bankrolling while I quit my job and was doing full-time HSCL, trying to get it off the ground. And I didn't have income. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a side job. I was doing this 70 hours a week. Didn't have time for anything else. AJ lived in the office over there behind that corner, and I lived right over here I lived here for about a year and a half. Literally just anytime I needed food, I would have to use the company card. So I'd go up to the grocery store or whatever and try to get some stuff. We had like a little hot plate thing that we cooked on in a microwave. And take showers, we got a gym membership for $30 a month right across the way. I tried this like camping shower thing. So I put a couple screws up in the bathroom and got like this giant tub thing. And I tried that one time, and it was just water everywhere. It's never going to work. Now they've built this wall here and made it into a room, which would have been nice to have. Back in 2018, it was, everything was coming in through what we made off of the company. And we were just proving ourselves, showing that this can work, and let's build an actual business. We don't need to go raise money. Let's make money and build a business that's sustainable. You see a lot of other companies that are doing the opposite of that, and it usually doesn't work. So it was kind of a weird transition going from, a less than 10 person team to now almost, 40. We're hiring 8 more people right now. So we'll be almost 50 with contractors and part-time, which is insane.
Thanks for that, Mason. And honestly, insane is a good word to lead off with as we take a quick dive into what made our 2020 so crazy. Going off of what Mason said, our team over doubled going into this year, and those employees gave us the ability to launch version 2 of our platform, which we call Generation Esports. And this was no small feat, as this new platform revolutionized our company. The main new feature was our queuing system. One of the biggest problems you face with online esports events is forfeits, and with our queuing system, we were able to go from a 40% forfeit rate to under 2%. This platform allowed us to also launch new communities, which led to the launch of the Middle School Esports League and the addition of the National Junior College Athletic Association's Esports League, which means our platform now spans from middle school all the way through college. Overall, this year has taught us so much and forced us to adapt to circumstances we never thought we'd face. But in the end, we were able to make this the busiest year we've ever had. We now have over 100,000 users on our platform, over 3,000 verified high schools across the country, and a growing staff that is going to lead us into 2021. Or, as Mason would say,
we made it this far. Let's keep going.